Morning world, and welcome to Monday, 9th of September, and Tim's back. My van's back as well. Problem is, Emma borrowed it and it's come back poorly. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Anyway, the most important thing today at the moment is I think we've got a roof going on. So, happy days. Beginning to think I should have worn me wellies, not me safety Crocs. Morning. It's got all mucky down here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Eh? Oh well.
yesterday I was like, today's the day.
Yeah.
Might have to wait till next year for the rest of it.
Well, from what I see of it, today is the best day of the week so far.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see.
yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
That's how they got up there.
Come on there.
I went up the ladder, decided the Crocs were a bad idea. We'll come back. Right, that sorted that out. So I said to the lad, look, if I got to go up the house and change my footwear and come back down, I might as well not come back down empty-handed. I might as well come down with a couple of mugs. So it's, oh, that's a good idea. So yeah, my T-boy duties have resumed. Right, 2 cups of coffee. I've not long had one, so I've only got to carry the 2, and the one with the sugar gets the Morning World mug. Right, well apparently that hit the spot, so we'll go back down and see the guys in a bit, probably take them another cup of coffee, and I reckon I can get up on the roof carefully, it's not very level up there, and we'll have a look at it from above and below, or I might fly the drone down there and do it that way. If I'm going to do that, I better charge it up. So yeah, most exciting thing today, roof of the barn. Least exciting thing today, what's wrong with my van? Right, if you wonder why it's parked up here, that's deliberate, because it would not start yesterday, and we had to bump start it in the garage. So, I'm on my own. I wanted enough downhill that if I had to bump start it again, I could. Right, before we go starting anything up, shall we just have a look under the bonnet and check our levels first? Well, all right, it's not parked on the level, but at least I'll have an idea. Where are you? Bit of blowback around the filler. Have I got some crankcase pressure going on in here? Well, there's nothing white in there. That does look quite black, but I know it's tipped forward. I don't think it's low. That's okay. Water's okay. That little bit of black in there may just be where it got spilt. Let's turn the key and see what happens. Where'd that come from? That doesn't live in there. That's off of a silky saw, I reckon. Right. So it's done this before, where it's refused to start or something, and I don't know if it's the starter motor, something with the ECU, or what. But it's a case of you bump start it, it's fine. Right, okay. And it's saying check my tyre pressures again. Right. I'm none the wiser. But he looks all right. Tyres all look all right. I think maybe we'll take it in our garage and get him to stick it on his computer, and maybe it will come up with a fault code and we'll find out what's going on. But no crankcase pressure. Everything looks fine. Maybe it just doesn't like my daughter. I mean, she is an acquired taste. What? Was there something you wanted? Hey? Was there something you wanted? Hey? Right, we'll go down and see Tim and Scott again. So we've been having a talk about feed barriers. So we've got a number of these, but these are for full-sized cattle, and calves just jump straight through them. Small calves jump straight through them. So I think the idea is we're having at the minute is we're going to replace some of these. I mean, we'll use what we've got, but we're going to put concrete barriers in the bottom, and then I think it's going to be 2 rails high enough that the cattle can get their heads through, but low enough that hopefully we're going to deter calves from jumping through. So I think it's going to be concrete panel, possibly 2 rails, a big one and a smaller one, and with provision of a 3rd one, should we need to, maybe on a bit of a hinge, that yeah, we can put in to deter the calves. So I'm wondering about putting like a half round rail on a hinged, so you have a, so there's your concrete panel, you have a rail about here, another one, but also down the bottom here you could have like a half round rail that a cow could push her head through. Thing is, I'm worried about her getting her head stuck in there, so I mean, Tim was a bit not sure about that. So we're trying to think inside and outside the box, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On 3 or 4 that end. Yeah, it's going to be a few. It's going to be a few. Gently does it. Right, well, more progress. What a difference a few roof sheets make. I wonder where she'd gone, and now I know. Oi, you dirty little Arab! Look at the state of you, come on. Oi, biscuit! She says, I've got to piss on it, make sure nobody else has it. Yeah, okay. Right, dirty dog. Calf poo. Come on. Come on! Just making sure she hasn't missed a bit. The cattle have been sleeping up on this top corner up here, which means little calves have been up here as well. Look at the state of you! Look at the state of you! You're absolutely bloody covered. You dirty, dirty animal. Look at you! Dirty. Little Robinson are 22 or 24, do you reckon? Can't quite make it out. I've actually had a fly in one of those little T-stick collective cyclic, whichever one it is. So yeah, I found it a bit sensitive. Didn't like my rough handling. Afternoon world, just got back from looking at a couple of tree jobs, and it's all very quiet down here. It looks like Tim and Scott have gone, but why is that gate open? So obviously they made some progress with the north end roof, some of it now being undercover, but I'm assuming that they came in with the JCB from that side to unload. They've gone, and they left the gate open. So I think what I might do is send Tim a little photograph and say, did you forget something? Just in case. Right, anyway, no harm done. Cattle are all still down there. We'll have a quick wander down to the other end, just have a look at the result of their labours from this morning. I'm not sure why they've gone. The only thing I can think of is, are they a couple of sheets short? 1, 2, 3. Are they 3 or 4 sheets short and they've gone off to get some? That's kind of the only thing I can think of. Where's the big pallet? So I'm wandering around like a big pallet. Oh, actually, no, if they are a couple of sheets short, they've probably taken the big pallet on the back of Tim's truck. I'm only assuming that that's what it is. I can't think of anything else, just because there's a gap there. There's a gap there. It is the only thing I can think of. Right, we'll have a quick look at the other end, and then we are going to the farm to grab another bale of silage, because the cattle obviously prefer that to the coarse hay I've been giving them. I think they're making their way through it, so we'll go and grab another one. It's definitely a little bit darker in here. But there it is. The south end roof is on. I know he was going to go and get some, excuse me, new barge boards, because the barge boards, that's these bits that go over the end here. The barge boards that he took off the old shed down this bit were kind of not in great condition, and I don't think they like being moved. I think if you take them off, they're brittle and blah, blah, blah. So, and he said to me this morning, do I want to try and put the old barge boards back on, or should I just get some new ones? And I said, look, let's just do it right first time and put some new ones on there. So I think that's what he's done. But yeah, this yard, even with rain now, should start drying up. It's going to make a massive difference this year, especially once we've got the Yorkshire boarding on. The Yorkshire boarding is going to come across here level, so it's going to be I think he said it was going to be roughly, I can't quite reach, just above where I can reach up there, and pretty much the same height up there. Yeah, it's going to take a lot to make it darker again, but it's going to make a huge difference this winter for cattle, me, bedding, feed. We are still looking at putting feed barriers down here. I think that's the way to go for me. They're going to come out of this shed or that one, come round here, and they'll feed there. So there'll be plenty of space for animals to feed there. They're all going to have their bums facing towards the middle. And then when they want to retire into dry, back in through there. So yeah, a huge difference. Concreting, again, I'm determined to do that. I'm as determined as the budget will allow me to do that. I'm pretty much going to go from that post there to that post there. There'll be a lip hole down that way, which means any water coming down that way, it's easier for me to deflect down to that drain. Yeah, starting to come together. Right then, I'll just send Tim this WhatsApp. Tim Rugg. Tim Rugman, there he is. Photos. Did you forget some perhaps question mark a bit question mark smiley face laughing face? Right. And he's going to go back, oops. Like I said, know where I'm done. Right. But, you know, I have to rub it in a little bit, don't I? So I have come to the conclusion that walking about on that new roof this morning when I went up to see how Scott and Tim were getting on was probably not a great idea. My ankle is a little bit sore now, and I've only got myself to blame. Walking about on a flat level ground, that's not a problem, but I think getting up on that roof, there's nothing level to stand on, and I think in hindsight probably not the best plan, but I don't think it did any damage. It's just made it a bit achy. So anyway, so we are off to the farm, pick up another bale of silage. We're not going over there just for that. I mean, I could have left it till tomorrow, but I also want to have a look at the wheat in store, check the readings on the temperature in the barn, and it might be a case of putting the fans on for half an hour while I'm there. We're going to go in the barn. I'm going to take a big sniff when we go in, and if it smells corny, wheaty, whatever you want, if I can smell it, then we'll flick the fans on for half an hour while I'm there doing the bale. We'll take our time doing the bale, just let the fans draw some air through the crop. May not be necessary, may not need to do it at all, but yeah. Reg spoke to me this morning. He was going to go over and have a look this morning, but that was first thing. And he said to me then, what did I think about the fans? And I said, to be honest, it was still very damp. It's still the atmosphere is still humid now, still damp now, and sucking air through the crop. I mean, if the moisture in the air is similar to what's in the crop, it's kind of pointless. And if the air temperature is similar to what's in the crop, it's also pointless. The point with the fans is to try and draw in dry air and push out wet air, and preferably draw in cool dry air and push out wet warm air. That's the ideal. So yeah, so it's not just for the bale, okay, just in case you wondered. Right, well, we've arrived, but actually I just remembered something. We're just going to go take a little ride down to the wood a second and check out a little problem that Dad's got. It was a problem that we knew existed, but it's one that I'm not sure how much work or effort or what kit I need to deal with it. So, well, I'll show you. When we get there, I'll show you. It's a bit rock and roll out here. So could do with a bit of leveling. So Reg is coming out with the discs, I think, and you might have to go over some of these more than once just to get it a bit more, you know, smooth. Right, we are approaching the problem, which is there, or to be exact, there. Dad's little Kubota. As you know, we spent a couple of days down here in the summer. I say we, I mean the guys, to open this up so he can drive into his woodland that we planted for him 25 odd years ago. We planted this for him. He's not been able to get in here for a couple of years, and he's getting on, but he has a machine that if it's dry enough, it does get very wet in here, if it's dry enough, he can drive in and now all around his wood. But he did come down the other day and he said, I don't think the little Kubota was very happy about coming in here. I think it'll do it, you know, come in at a slight angle, he'd probably do it all right, but basically what he wants us to do, so our route, is just take that edge off there. So it was a case of, do I come down with the skid steer, do I come down with a doosan, or do I just come down with a spade? I reckon a spade would do that. Even with a slightly dodgy ankle, I reckon I can just knock the edge off of that. Or a mattock, if I could find the mattock. We seem to have lost our mattock. I could take the edge off there, and he can get in and out of his wood and drive around in there to his heart's content. So, yeah, happy days. So this, I think it's 5 meters out from the ditch, is going to be buffer strip. So put a buffer strip there because of a water course, and that's to do with sprays and fertilizers and stuff like that. It's just keeping those things away from the water course. So the buffer strip's going to go from that corner all the way up here, and then I added all the way up that hedge to it, and that was for no other reason than to give my dad all year-round access into there. I mean, the intention is we're going to put spring barley out here, but buffer strips are not something you're supposed to spend a lot of time driving over, and he won't, I promise you. He'll probably do it maybe once or twice a month. You come in here, so it's not like it's going to have an awful lot of traffic, his little Kubota. But yeah, all year round, he should be able to get in there, go in there, lose himself, find himself, and then come back out again. That's the plan. So that's the solution, I think. I should have done it this time, really, if I'd thought about it, is to come over. If I can find the mattock, I'll use that. That's the ideal tool for the job. If not, spade. Shovel might do it, spade though. Get in there and literally just take that play ridge off so he can get in and out there without launching himself out the seat of his Kubota. I think if he tried it now, he'd probably lose his teeth. He ain't got that many left to lose, so, you know, yeah, we'll smooth it off for him. What you should have done, really, again, think about it, is I should have done the fans first, because that's an extra 10 minutes they could have been on. Easily distracted. That's me, by the way. Go away, you. Go away, Mr. Daddy Longlegs. There is a faint, but only a faint aroma. Okay, so according to that, air temperature is 20.6. Doesn't really agree with that. And the crop temperature, 20.8. There's not a lot in it. It's probably not enough, but I think I will put the fans on for 10 minutes just to pull a bit of air through it. Right, that's one on. So I think we'll go hold. And that should put another one on. And indeed, if I plug this one in, two, that's all of them. Right, we'll let them go on and do a bit. We're going to go and grab a bale. I don't know if switching the fans on is going to do an awful lot, but if there's a bit of moisture down in the bottom of the tubes, it's just going to help to drag it out. And while the door's open, although it's only like half a degree difference between air temperature and that, is half a degree cooler. So I might as well just take advantage of it while I can, really. Yep, he's at that stinky bonfire again. I can't explain it to you. If you ever want to find out what that smells like, just come up here in an afternoon and loiter about 10 minutes and you'll probably get a whiff of it. I don't like it. Look how busy the mouses and the voles have been around here. So I'm really surprised we haven't had more damage to the bags. I keep calling them bags, but it's wrap. But yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm glad they haven't gone into it. That would be bad. I thought I could make it fit like that without unplugging that, but you know what? I don't think it's quite gonna happen. It's just gonna touch that tire in it. And fall. If at first you don't succeed, well, no, don't give up, try again. Right, that's that done. He's tucked away again. I was going to wait around another 10 minutes, but you know what? Although that air feels quite cool, I think I might just put him back over an automatic. Fan. 20.9, 20.8. I don't think I made a blind bit of difference, to be honest. If I plug you back in again. 19.5. That'll go up now. So this little chap's here measuring air temperature. 19.5. So if that is the air temperature, and that's the crop temperature. Is that crop or air? Hang on, crop. 20.8. air, 19.9. So yeah, it didn't do any harm to have them on for a minute. It's just literally just sucked a bit of whatever was in there, it's sucked out. If it was dry, as in not damp out and the humidity was down, have I got humidity on this? 50% humidity. I presume that's right, I don't know. Crop, 20.8, air, 19.9. So it's about a degree difference in the temperature of that and out here. Might be worthwhile coming back over later on. If the temperature goes down to below sort of 17 degrees, then it might be worthwhile coming out and having these on for another hour. Maybe, if it's dry. Right, well that's done. We've got a bale on. Don't want that. That can go over there. That can go under there. Should we go home? So, all right, maybe tease Tim a bit more.